Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I'd like to say alhamdulillah, I'm sticking to my one video a week rule I set myself, so alhamdulillah for that. Hopefully I'll continue that. So today's video is on building your confidence and self-esteem. Here's the question that I got on Ask FM. It says, you said you plan on filming once a week, right? Yes, I'm sticking to that, alhamdulillah. I would love for you to speak on how you boost your confidence, follow your dreams and passions, and voice your thoughts and opinions. So, I actually wanted to do a video on confidence and self-esteem for a long time. When I got that question, it was perfect. It kind of made me feel like the people want to hear about this. So it just kind of clarified that for me. I did some research and I actually found out some interesting things. And one of the things that really stuck out to me is the question of, could we create our own self-esteem? So could we build our own self-esteem? My personal opinion is I believe we can. We don't need other people to build it. We don't need to rely on things to build it. I think truly we can build our self-esteem. The interesting thing is that our self-esteem is built on thoughts that we think of ourselves, right? So if you have low self-esteem, that must mean that you lack that confidence within you. And if you have high self-esteem, that means the way you think of yourself is great. You think you're a great person, you have confidence within yourself. So if our self-esteem is built on the thoughts of we think of ourselves, then surely we can build our self-esteem, right? That's you see where I'm getting with this? So based on that, I want to give you a few tips on what I personally believe helps build our sense of self-esteem and our confidence. First tip is that focus on all that is good within you. I've noticed that the people that lack self-esteem are the ones that focus on all the good within other people. So you might have people that you admire, celebrities, people on social media, and you're like, oh, she's pretty, she's amazing, she's successful. I'm saying she because I'm a she, but you focus on other people, you focus on all the good qualities of other people, and you kind of reflect it on yourself and you say, well, I'm not like that, I wish I was her. And the funny thing is, I've met some people who have low self-esteem, but they're amazing. Like, they are so smart, they're so funny, they're beautiful, they have a lot going for them, they have people that love them. And what I've noticed is that we tend to not see the good within us. We tend to just kind of brush it away. And I truly believe that if we met ourselves, we would admire ourselves, we would aspire to be ourselves. The way we see those people, we think, I wish I had her life, I wish I was her. I'm pretty sure if you had met yourself, you would say the same things. And that's a very key thing. If you focus on yourself and you see the good within you, then surely that will build your self-esteem. And that point also links to something that all of us women do. Have you noticed that whenever we get a compliment, we tend to always kind of brush past it, not focus on it, just literally someone says, oh, you're really smart, okay. Like, you don't take a moment and listen to that compliment or process that compliment. You don't believe that it's true. You feel uncomfortable by it because you don't have that confidence within yourself. You don't look at yourself highly. So my tip to you in terms of focusing on the good in you is basically sit down and write down all the positives about yourself. Everything, small, big. And I feel like if you have low self-esteem, you might not give yourself credit on those things. So I'd say go to people that know you, people that love you, and ask them the questions. What am I good at? What about me do you like? What qualities about me is different? Write down these lists of things. Put it somewhere that you can look at often. Put it in your phone notes. Write it down on a piece of paper, put it under your pillow, stick it up on your wall in your room, and just remind yourself to look at them and build on them. Hopefully when your self-esteem grows, you can write the qualities about yourself that you admire and not the ones that other people just admire. And inshallah, when you start to accept those, then your confidence level will go up and the thoughts of yourself will become better thoughts because of all these great qualities that you've suddenly started to recognize that you didn't before. Second tip is overcome the bad. So when I say overcome the bad, I've noticed when we're not good at something, we tend to run away from it. So personally myself, I'm going to tell you a little insecurity that I had when I was younger growing up. So when I was in about year 7, I think that's 9 years old, I didn't like to read. I don't know, I felt like I wasn't great at it, so I tend to kind of hide from reading. So whenever my parents or teachers at schools would tell me to read, I would either try and avoid it, or I remember I used to, so in class they used to make us take turns in paragraphs. I remember I used to count the students and then see what paragraph I had to read and read that. So I was young, I was about 9 years old, and when you're little, I've noticed that when you're not good at something, you kind of get really upset and you feel uncomfortable and you feel awkward and you don't want to face it head on. But when you grow up, one of the big things that I've learned is, thanks to my parents, is that I faced it head on. I started reading and reading and reading, and now alhamdulillah I love to read. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I would say overcome the things you're not good at. If you feel like there's an insecurity in your mind that's making you think of yourself in a negative way, if you can fix it, fix it. So if you're not good at something, change it. So instead of it being another thing in your insecurity list, overcome it. Even if you might not enjoy doing it, just try to get to a level where you feel like, hey, I'm okay at this. So that's my point, overcome the bad. So tip number 3 is accept and don't magnify. So this point kind of links to the last one. So I've noticed a lot of our insecurities are either things that we're not good at, or also things that physically we don't like about ourselves. So the physical ones aren't as easy to change. If you can change them, then change them. But if you can't change it, then accept it and don't magnify it. And this is quite an interesting point, and I feel like everyone does it. And when I say don't magnify it, it's that I've noticed that when we have something that we don't like about ourselves, we tend to kind of make excuses for it. So we meet someone and we tell them our insecurities, because in our mind we feel like if we tell them, then it's okay. It's like, I know that I don't like it, so don't judge me for it. But in fact, what you're doing is you're putting a huge magnifying glass on that. Basically, your confidence level just goes whoop down. And you're saying, hey, look at my nose, it's ugly, but I know it's ugly. So therefore, when you think it's ugly, it's okay because I know. So don't judge me for it. What you're doing is, hey, look at my nose, look at my nose, look at my nose. I hate my nose, so therefore you should hate my nose. When in fact, other people can just think your nose is beautiful. I know this is such a mother thing to say, but every little detail about you makes you who you are. It makes you beautiful. And if that little thing was different, do you think you'd be the same person you are? Is aim high and don't settle. So this is a big point for me. I always tell my friends and family, aim high and don't settle, because you're putting up your self-worth and you're saying, I deserve the best, because I am the best. But by settling, you're saying, oh well, I don't deserve the best, I deserve what comes, so I'm just going to take what's in front of me. So therefore you're completely putting yourself down and making your self-worth low. Tip number 5 is walk and dress a way that makes you want to look at yourself. So this tip isn't walk and dress the way you want more people to look at you. It's more like you want yourself to look at you. You want to keep looking at mirrors. And I know that sounds really shallow, but you walk well, you carry yourself well, and the way you speak, it changes the way you feel. And slouching is a sense of, don't look at me, I'm trying to take up as little space as I can. But having your shoulders back and chin up high, it's kind of like, I'm here, I have great presence, I believe in myself, so others should believe in me. It kind of shouts out confidence. If you dress well, it doesn't matter what style, what you wear, as long as you put effort and you like the way you look, it changes the way you perceive yourself and the way others perceive you. Because when I've noticed, by putting on nice clothes or putting on makeup, not for everyone but for myself, if I put on nice clothes and put a bit of makeup on, put a bit of effort in the morning, I've noticed the way I act that whole day is different. The way you work, as in actual content that you work on, when you feel like you look good, your work is better. And I know people think, how is that possible? But it links to confidence. When you have confidence, it kind of takes over in everything that you do. The way you act towards people, the way you treat people when you're outside, it all starts with the way you treat yourself, and it all links back to self-esteem. So those are my points to you, and I would say that there are things that I personally believe in. It's not something that someone's told me. I'm not a specialist in any of this. It's just my personal experience, and I just think it's important to kind of follow these things, because all you're doing is you're kind of giving back to yourself, which you deserve. And I know it's not a quick transition, and I know insecurity is something that a lot of us human beings face, and I know it's a slow growth, but a slow growth is better than no growth. So I hope this video is helpful. I really enjoyed sharing that with you guys. My self-esteem is not high, but it's higher than what it was, and I think that's the most important thing. If I'm building on it, and if I'm becoming more confident, and I'm allowing myself to achieve what I want to achieve, then alhamdulillah, I'm on the right path, and inshallah it will continue to grow by me taking these steps that I've just told you, and inshallah you guys' self-esteem will continue to grow. So my next video was requested that I do a video about myself, a little bit about me, and also I really want to do a video about Ilmi Mag. If you guys haven't heard of it, it's an online magazine that I'm doing. So about me and about Ilmi. If you guys have any questions regarding both, leave it in the comments below, or send it to me via AskFM, and inshallah I'll be filming that next week sometime. So if you send it out to me within the next few days, then I will answer it in the video. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe to my channel if you want to get updates on videos and all of that jazz. You guys know about that. And thank you for all your support. I'm glad that I'm back on YouTube and doing videos, and inshallah it will continue that way. Yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Remember that it all starts with an idea. Assalamu alaikum.